Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you here. Today's topic might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but it's the kind of truth that can really change your life. If you're going through a spiritual awakening and it feels like everything inside you is dying, like the walls are closing in and nothing makes sense anymore, you're not broken. You're not doing it wrong. You're actually waking up. But here's the thing. Positive thinking won't save you from this. In fact, trying to stay positive can actually make the process worse. So in this video, we're going deep into why positive thinking won't help you during ego death and what's actually happening from a non-dual perspective. Let's begin. Ego death is not just a bad day. It's not just a burnout or a depressive episode. It is the collapse of everything you believed yourself to be. The identity you've spent your whole life building. Your story, your goals, your reputation, your roles, even your spiritual beliefs starts falling apart. And it feels terrifying because the mind doesn't know what life is like without those attachments. But here's the truth. Ego death is the breakdown of illusion. The part of you that was never real begins to die. It feels like dying, but the only thing dying is the lie. You are not dying. You are becoming free. Positive thinking works on the surface level. It can shift moods, reframe thoughts, and provide motivation. But ego death isn't happening on the surface. It's a deep dismantling at the very core of who you thought you were. Trying to apply positive thinking to ego death is like trying to stop an earthquake with a smile. It doesn't reach the depth of what's going on. It's not just ineffective, it's actually a form of resistance. And in non-duality, resistance strengthens the ego. The more you try to stay positive, the more you're subtly saying, "This moment shouldn't be like this." And that keeps you trapped in the illusion. The ego will use anything to survive, even positivity. This is one of the most dangerous tricks of the ego. It will hijack spiritual tools to keep itself alive. It will say affirmations like, "I am whole, I am healed, I am perfect." Not because those things are false, but because it wants to avoid feeling the discomfort of death. But real spiritual awakening is not about bypassing your pain with mantras. It's about facing it with total honesty, even if it burns, especially if it burns. Because that burning is the fire that purifies you. It's the destruction of the false. The ego will disguise itself as a spiritual persona, a positive thinker, a light worker, anything just to survive. But when you see this clearly, you stop falling for the disguise. Here's something most people completely overlook. The mind is duality. It's always swinging between opposites. I feel good. I feel bad. This is positive. That is negative. I like this. I hate that. It lives in constant contrast. So when you try to overcome negativity by forcing positivity, you're still trapped in the same game. You're just replacing one side of duality with the other. But ego death and awakening are not about playing the game better. They're about stepping out of the game entirely. It's all about transcending duality and seeing everything as part of the all, even if you don't like it. This isn't about fixing your thoughts. It's about seeing that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that contains both light and dark, both joy and sorrow, without being caught in either. That's non-duality, and that's where true freedom begins. In the middle of ego death, the only thing that helps is surrender. Not the kind of surrender where you say, "Okay, I surrender, now fix this." I mean the kind of surrender where you stop fighting anything. You let yourself fall apart. You stop trying to fix yourself. You stop trying to be okay. You just be. You let the pain come. You let the fear come. You let yourself die. Psychologically, not physically. And in that death, you see something incredible. You are still here. The awareness remains. The silence that watches everything. That's who you really are. And that silence doesn't need positive thoughts. It just is. After ego death, many people enter what's called the void phase. Everything feels empty. You don't care about your goals anymore. Nothing excites you. Life feels dull. This is not a mistake. It's part of the process. The mind is detoxing from identity, from craving, from needing. In this phase, many spiritual people rush to get their vibration up or manifest their purpose. But what if the void is not something to escape? What if it's something to be honored? In non-duality, the void is not nothingness. It's the spaciousness from which everything arises. It's the womb of being. Sit in it. Let it teach you. Let it undo you. In non-duality, the root of suffering is the belief in separation, the sense of me trying to fix my life. Positive thinking, when used as a tool of the ego, reinforces this illusion. It keeps the aim alive. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to manifest better circumstances. But what if you saw that them doing all this doesn't actually exist? That it's just a mental construct trying to control reality? That's the real liberation. Not thinking better thoughts, but realizing you're not the thinker. So what do you do when you're going through ego death and everything hurts? You become radically honest. You stop pretending. You sit in silence. You cry if you need to. You breathe. You listen to true spiritual teachers. Eckhart Tolle, Ramana Maharshi, Nisargadatta Maharaj, Krishnamurti, those who point beyond the mind. You stop trying to become something. You let yourself unravel. You stop seeking safety. You allow the unknown. And most of all, you stop trying to be spiritual. You just let yourself be what you are in this moment. Raw, vulnerable, empty, alive. Ego death feels like destruction, but it's actually birth. It's not the end of you. It's the end of who you are not. What remains is not a better version of your old self. What remains is reality itself. Simple, direct, spacious. The pain you're feeling isn't a punishment. It's grace in disguise. It's the mercy of the universe tearing away everything false. And when you finally stop trying to stay positive, when you stop trying to be okay, you might discover that you were never broken to begin with. You were just buried under layers of identity. So no, positive thinking won't save you during ego death. But you don't need saving. You need to wake up. You need to let the illusion burn. And when it does, you'll find that the thing you were so scared of losing was never who you were in the first place. The peace you're searching for isn't on the other side of better thoughts. It's on the other side of surrender. Thank you for watching. If this video spoke to something deep in you, leave a comment below and share your experience. Make sure to subscribe for more real talk about spiritual awakening and non-duality. And remember, the truth isn't found in thoughts. It's found in silence. Stay there. You're already home. Namaste.